Hello, everybody, and welcome to PUBG Free to Play. It's exciting that it finally went free to play. A couple years late, but that's cool. I'm the Hairy Eagle. I've been playing this game since day one. I took a couple years off, but I'm back. I've been playing for a little while now, and I decided that I wanted to make another settings video now that it's free to play. There's a couple more settings to go through, and I'm hoping that there's a lot more players that are needing this video now that it's free to play. So now that you're at the main menu, you're probably wondering, how do I get there? Um, why is this important? Well, PUBG has a lot more settings than other games that you probably don't know about and that you could really use because you're going to drop into a game, you're going to pick up a gun, you're going to be terrified because there's a person in your building, you're going to go to shoot them, and your gun's going to go bang, and it's not going to go in full auto because in your settings, everything is set to single shot right off the hop instead of full auto. So that's why you need this video now instead of after your first game. So without further ado, we are going to get into it. So first step is to go to your settings. You do that by tapping start, going down to system menu, and going to settings. All right. So first thing we see here is a controller button preset. So we got four options: type A, type B, type C, and you guessed it, custom. So you can go over all of these by backing out once and going to controller settings. All right. So right now this is type B. This is what I've used this well since they brought it out about a month after the game came out in 2017. And this is what felt most natural to me at the time because type A, you'll notice that left trigger up at the top is both aim and ADS. Now, what that means is when you aiming is just over the shoulder aiming. This game, a lot of this game is played in third person. There's third person and first person lobbies. Okay. So when you aim over the shoulder, you'll see your crosshairs zoom in on the person, but you can still see your back. Okay. So it's not aiming down your sights like it would be in Call of Duty. Like you're pulling up your gun, you can see down your iron sights. That's not ADS. Or that's not aim. That's ADS. Okay. So aiming or over the shoulder aiming is when it goes whoof, this. And you can still see your character. Okay. So you don't want type A. All right. Because for that, you hold left trigger to aim and you tap left trigger to ADS. It was an awful system. I don't know why they ever did it. Type A. Okay. Type B, left bumper is aim. So you hold the left bumper or L1 to aim and left trigger to ADS. That is natural. That's like Call of Duty. If Call of Duty had third person and needed the 80 like the over the shoulder aiming. All right. I do believe that the only difference between type B and type C is the leaning. So left bumper and right bumper is leaning instead of the sticks. So they had to do they had to move a couple other things around, including a few other things that they had to move around because of that. And then custom, you can literally go and customize everything. This is probably the best option if you want to go and literally customize every option. But some issues that people have been running into, um, they miss things. They miss mapping buttons, or new functions come out. They forget to map their custom preset. So that's just some things that you have to worry about when you do a custom preset or they run out of buttons. Uh, when a new thing comes out because they don't think about it. So I stick with type B. It's always what I've known. Pretty good for me. All right. So I'm moving on. Here are your dead zones. If you got a slight drift in one of your sticks, this is how you fix it. Um, We got vibration. I've always disabled it. You don't need vibration in games. It's a distraction. Um, Overrunning sensitivity, I turned it up a bit. I do believe movement sensitivity, you want to turn that all the way to 100. When you're parachuting, you notice the most I find, I do believe at default. Um, this is the difference between being able to um, glide your parachute at 20 kilometers an hour and then being able to slowly move it up to 21, 22, 23 kilometers an hour, or having it jump to 27 kilometers an hour and having no in between. So just set it to 100. It just allows you for finer movements. Um, Vertical sensitivity multiplier. This is what how helps you with controlling your vertical climb of your gun. Um, I had a follower of mine come in and tell me to set it at something below 70. So I did that and it helped me. Since then, I've talked to others. A lot of people have it 80 or below. I'd recommend somewhere in that range. And then as you get used to the game, as you play the game more, adjust it to what you need. All right. General sensitivity. This is just general free look. Just looking around. Okay. So I would just adjust this as you need. I've got mine set at 12 or somewhere right in the middle. Um, Helps me be able to look around quickly and be able to find what I need. Feels good to me now. But what feels good to me might not feel good to other people. Some people like really high sensitivities. I don't. Vehicle driver sensitivity. Again, this is something that um I mean I set mine at max just to be able to help with driving and looking around and stuff. It's all really personal. It doesn't really affect the game that much. Aim acceleration, cut it off, disable it. It's the worst thing ever. Um, when the game first came out, we didn't have the option to disable it. We had to set it either at 0 or 10. There was lots of arguments on Reddit if you could put that um, as to what was best, having it set at 10 so that it was activated right away and so that we didn't notice it, or activated at 0 so that it was really slow to activate. Um, but one thing was unanimous is that it was really bad to have on because basically the longer you were following a guy with your scope, the faster your scope would move eventually. It was really, really stupid. Just turn it off. My one of my biggest things for recommendations for you is just turn it off. Over the shoulder aiming sensitivity. So this is that left bumper aiming that I was telling you about with type B. Um, Basically, that's what this is for. So you'll have to get used to what like how you aim. Um, you'll be adjusting this over time as you play the game. Um, you'll probably want to go into training mode to play around with this a little bit and just try and track players as they're running around. Um, there is the new AI matches that you can go into and you can try and shoot at them, but I feel like they're going to be a little hard to shoot at because they don't really move around that close to you. They sort of stop in front of you. So this one's going to take a little while for you to fine tune. Inventory cursor setting or sensitivity. This I do believe is for when you're using your right trigger to places in the inventory. So at start in your or hovering over someone's box, you will see a list of all the inventory. If you hit right trigger or R2 on PlayStation, it will jump. On mine, I have it set as 5. Okay. So you will jump 5 places on mine, all right? So here are all your individual sensitivities. I will have a video up as well on how to set this up. I already have one up, but I'm gonna have an updated one on how to do it with the new training facilities that they've given us, the free to play update. All right. So that's everything for the control settings. So language, set that as you will. Cross platform play. This allows you to play with PlayStation people and Xbox people at the same time. There is no cross platform between console and PC. All right. You don't have to worry about PC people And then with their sophisticated hacks, you just have to worry about people who are using strike packs, Cronus, and the odd lag switcher, which I'm sure will become a little more frequent. But there are supposed to be anti cheats coming or here. I don't really know. I'm not super up to date on game DVR for Xbox One. I would recommend disabling this because every time you get a kill, Xbox will record it if you turn this on. And it will fill up your game DVR lickety split. Colorblind mode. There are multiple different colorblind modes. This is what the game looks like normally. Red zone with the blue, or red zone for the red zone, a bunch of bombs falling down on your head basically, and blue zone for the zone. Okay. Um, I cannot pronounce any of these without a little bit of effort. I don't feel like putting in the effort right now to try to um, pronounce any of these opias for the colorblind mode. I prefer the tritanopia amigo because the blood splatter. Okay, so all these have different colored blood. One of them, I believe this one is the orange. That's why I use it. It sticks out really bright when you shoot them far away. Bright orange. This one's red like normal. One of them is like a teal, a bright blue, like a robin egg almost. And don't know what the other color is. I stick with this one because the orange is really bright, so I can see if I hit them from far away. It's just pretty. Crosshair color. I chose this color because you can see it on every single map. The um, default one, can't really see it very well. Custom one, you can see it really well. So I red 55, green 0, blue 40, alpha is 255. If you put the alpha over, that just means that it becomes invisible. See right through it. So 55. All right. So it's like this weird sign. No, it's not sign. Maybe cyan. I don't know my colors very well. Pink. Um, on-screen button hints. This might be helpful for new players. Because every once in a while you're like, I'll get out of the vehicle. B. Um, but yeah, so you might want to keep on-screen button hints on for the first little while. All right. Network debug statistics in the top left of your screen. If you have this enabled, it will show you how many packets you've lost or how many packets you're using, your uh, your packet loss percentage, all that stuff. So if you're lagging, you can look up and go, is it because of the game or what is going on? Helpful to have. It doesn't take up very much space. You don't even notice it until you're just like, up and go, oh, that's so it's helpful. Compass background, enable that because otherwise it's really hard to see your compass. Compass is like dead center of the screen at the very top, right beside the network debugs. So it goes across the middle without the compass background. See very okay. Loot flash effect. So you can either have glowing, pulse. So when you walk into a room, you get close enough to loot, either pulse or it'll glow. Completely up to you. Inventory tooltips. You can hover over top of certain things like grips, and it will tell you what the grip is good for. So it'll say good for horizontal recoil, bad for ADS, ADS reaction time or whatever, something like that. I don't have the exact wording, but it'll give you tips like that. Reticle type, you can go through and set all your reticles with the colors. You can set the brightness for them. This is where you want to come to if you need to change your firing mode. Okay, you need to set it for every gun type. So default firing mode for handguns. All right. I've got mine. It's full auto because there is a full auto. There are a couple full auto pistols. Okay, the 18C Scorpion. We're looking at you. All right. So you set them for handguns, SMGs, ARs, DMRs. BSS is a DMR. Shoots full auto. So you're gonna want to have them all set. All right. And then the secondary firing mode for some of these is burst. All right. Because some of them you can't really have it as anything else. Um, you want to set it to full auto because there's no reason not to. If you pick up a gun and you're standing right on top of a person, there will be plenty of times where you pick up a gun and you were literally fighting over two guns with someone because they lay 3 feet away from you, and you load that gun, you were literally just going to spray and pray and hopefully get them before they get you. It's the way it is. So set everything to full auto. You can adjust it after that. All right. Change your firing mode afterwards. It's left on the D-pad. All right. That's how you change it. But you want to pick it up full auto. Never want to pick up a gun on single, ever. That's how it is. Third person perspective, aim camera position. So you can set it to reset the right shoulder, latest peeking shoulder, latest aim shoulder, or reset the left shoulder. I have it reset the right shoulder. That is how the shoulder that I shoot my gun off of in real life. Natural to me. Auto reload. So there was a game match I was playing, sorry, in this game with one of my buddies who doesn't play this game very often. He was chasing a guy around going click, 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 click. Like, hey, you have to reload your gun. Like what? Why doesn't it just auto reload? Oh, I didn't turn it on. What? Why do I have to do that? Why isn't it just automatically on? Because it's a setting and it's a dumb one of those settings that is in this game that you have to turn on that you don't have to turn on in other games. Turn it on. Auto equip attachments. So this is a very helpful thing. You can auto equip some sights or all sights. I have it for some sites because you don't want it to drop certain sites because sometimes you find it 4 times and you want to keep it just in case you want to shoot people far away, but you don't want to drop that 2 times. Because I like the 2 times for up close and for spraying at people. So I just have it set for sights only, and then I can manage my inventory later. Auto replace attachments. So if I find a a new grip, if I find a vertical grip, I'll just go, yeah, I want to pick that up, and then it'll pick it up and replace it, and it'll put the other one in my inventory. I do believe. Auto replace weapon skin. So it'll replace the weapon skin that I find. So if we find a weapon on the ground that someone else already picked up, it'll have their skin on it. But I already have skins for my guns. So it'll, because I've been playing the game for a while and I've already bought skins with my battle points that I've earned. So it'll replace it with my skins. My skins are cooler sometimes. Vehicle skins, same thing. Hide helmet. So this is something that it only hides it for you. So sometimes you'll be walking around, or if you're watching my stream, you'll see me walking around with my horse head with antlers on. You go, oh, Harry doesn't have a helmet. Harry does have a helmet. I'm just hiding it so you guys can see my cool mask that has it's a horse head with antlers. Okay, nobody else can actually see that mask or that hat of yours. Only you can see it unless you don't have a helmet. If you don't have a helmet on, people can see your cool helmet or your cool hat. You're gonna try and shoot it. Um, Otherwise, if you have a helmet, um, you can if you have a helmet, people can see the helmet. They can't see your mask, but you can because people spend money on this game. They want to see the cool things that they buy. That's why they introduced this. Okay, radio message. This is basically like the pinging system. So, um, this one I honestly have a hard time with. Um, I have a hard time figuring out how to actually just describe it. I have option 2. Um, I basically just click in on my right stick and then click on it twice to open up the wheel that allows me to do specific things. So, continuous item use. You can click A on bandages, and it will continuously use bandages until you're either out of bandages or you can no longer use bandages to heal yourself. Because you can only get bandages to heal yourself until 75 health, 85 health, 80 health, 80 health. I think it's 80 health. And then you have to use painkillers or energy drinks to get you back up to 100. So I have it set to bandages only because sometimes I want to save um, my energy drinks and my first aid kits. This right here, additional action queuing. This is for everybody, not just new players. Additional action queuing is brand new. All right. Everybody should enable this. This is something that is standard across all first person shooters, but it is brand new to PUBG. All right. Enable it right now, everybody, because this allows you to do more than one action in a row, and the game will go ahead and do it eventually. All right. So you can go and jump up and then crouch and shoot your gun and reload it. And if you do all the buttons fast enough, PUBG wouldn't have recognized it before, but now it will. All right. This is standard across all of the games. PUBG is just getting on the train now. Go and enable this right now. What are you waiting for? Go and do it. All right. Sorry. Observer. This is more or less useless for people. Okay. We've got all these things that you can see for the observer. This is for um usually this is in custom games that you can see this if you're running the custom games, I do believe. That's really the only time I've ever actually seen this if you're running custom games. And then replay, you can enable replay. I do believe it's enabled by default. So you can watch your death game. You can see how the person died, so you can call them the cheater, even though they're probably not cheating. They're probably just better. Um, Sound, master sound, enabled, master volume 100, gameplay enabled, emo volume. I have it turned down to 60. They're quite loud. Really the only thing you need to change here, music. I have it disabled. It's really annoying. I bet you're sitting here listening to your lobby music going, I wish I could turn this off. Right here. Fair enough. There you go. Graphics. Safe area, 100. Field of view, I've got mine set to 100. Most people max it out, 103. I set mine to 100 for some reason a while ago, and now I don't want to change it. What is that 3 degrees going to do to my shooting? Brightness, you can change it for individual maps. I'm too lazy to. It doesn't really affect me that much, so I just set it to 84 for all maps. But it is. And graphics mode. There are a select few people that can actually do this. People who have an Xbox One X and people who have an Xbox Series X. So these are people that can play the game at 4K if they wanted to. My recommendation is don't. So my recommendation is play the game in 1080p at 60 frames per second instead of 4K and 30 frames per second, because the extra 30 frames, so twice as many frames per second, is killer when it comes to actually being able to aim and play the game. It's awesome. Not gonna lie, it's pretty fantastic. Definitely go through it. Definitely turn resolution and frame rate off. You can do it mid game. You can just turn resolution priority off. Look at how beautiful the game is, and how choppy it is. And when you switch back to frame rate, you can go, wow, this is so smooth. It's like, uh, it's great when you actually get to see the difference because you can do it. You can do it. You don't have to like restart the game or anything. You can do it mid game. It's a pretty drastic. I would highly recommend that. Unfortunately, it's not available for PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 5. It's not available for you guys because PUBG hasn't put in a next gen update. Who knows? Maybe if they get enough people playing with this free to play update, they might come out with the next update. Who knows? They've been saying that they were going to do something for a long time, that they need to focus on other stuff. So probably not going to happen. Um, but it is what it is. For now, Xbox One X and Xbox Series X, if people turn to frame rate, you will not regret it. The game's not even that pretty in 4K. A turd is still a turd, no matter how much shine you put on it, right? So, anyways, that is all of the settings, and I hope you guys were able to learn something from this, and I hope you guys enjoy the game. Make sure you tune in to some of the live streams. I do live stream on Facebook and I multi stream onto YouTube. Sometimes I have to cut the multi stream on YouTube because the internet doesn't like it sometimes. I've got more than enough bandwidth, but sometimes it's like do it. So sometimes I have to cut it short. But I am always live on Facebook when I do stream. It's generally um, most evenings at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and sometimes in the mornings, depending on the game I'm playing, 11 a.m. Eastern time to 2 o'clock uh, Eastern time. So make sure you guys come check me out, the Harry Eagle on Facebook and here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.